Search and destroy. Search and destroy.
Hey guys, what's up? It's FakeThriller, coming back with a second dual commentary, dual gameplay. This is Invasion on Search and Destroy. You'll see myself on the top left. I'm running HCR with Silence, the AT4HS rocket launcher, Marathon Pro, Cold-Blooded Pro, Ninja Pro, UAV care package, sentry gun. I'm using a smoke grenade with a claymore. And the man on the bottom screen is Mr. Snoov603.
What's going on, YouTube? I'm running P90 with the silencer, SPAS 12, the RDS, Marathon Pro, Lightweight Pro, Ninja Pro, UAV care package, and sentry gun.
Alright, one of the things that we want to talk about, and we want to get your feedback during this video, is remember back in Call of Duty 4, you couldn't go on a forum without somebody saying, I wish I could put 2 attachments on my gun. Wish I could have a red dot sight and a silencer. They gave that to us in Modern Warfare 2 in the form of Bling and Bling Pro for your secondary. How come, like, why do you think Bling isn't used more?
It's kind of a wasted perk. I mean, the good and the downside to this Modern Warfare 2 is these maps are huge, so not running Marathon, you're really just left behind out of the action way too often. So, I don't know, to me, I think Marathon's more important.
And I know my thoughts on Bling is, it just, every time I get killed by someone using Bling, whether they're using red dot sight and heartbeat sensor, or heartbeat sensor and noob tube, it just feels like such a new perk. Like, I don't know if it's because the classes have been rearranged since Call of Duty 4. I mean, the perk system, so the perks in the blue slot are more valuable. Like, I think every single one, Sleight of Hand, Marathon Pro, or Scavenger, is just simply more useful. Do you find that that it's a new perk? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, if you really can't figure out, every gun you start out with, you have no attachments. You have to figure out how to aim through the iron sights. So if you really want to run a silencer, you should still be able to figure out how to aim through the iron sights. I mean, yeah, having an RDS would be nice, but to me, it's just, I mean, one perk is fine. Or sorry, one attachment's fine. You really don't need to double up on them. It's, like Chris said, it's just way too noobish.
Yeah. The second thing I want to talk about, which seems to be all over the place, and a lot of comparison to Bad Company 2, is destructible environments. I know Bad Company has worked that into their gameplay, and it's definitely a game changer. It wouldn't be the same game if you could destroy environments, but for Call of Duty 7, the new Treyarch development, what do you think? Do you think good idea, bad idea? Should we include that in the next game?
Bad idea. Like, you know, you go back to Red Faction 2, that was a ton of fun playing multiplayer on that, where you could just, you know, blow the shit out of any wall you could think of and, like, kind of create your own tunnels and cubby spots to hide and whatnot. If you do that in this, it totally changes the entire gameplay, because every map, like it or not, pretty much has a fixed route. You know, you can only go upwards of maybe 5 different ways to get from one end of the map to the other. It is pretty directional on every map. If all of a sudden you become, you know, every map is a destructible environment, like in Red Faction 3, you can just blow up walls at random and start creating, you know, now you just change the entire gameplay. You're not playing the map as it's intended to be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd run into a lot of trouble with, I mean, you already have problems with people running around with RPGs and Danger Close on. And I can't imagine what the perks would be. Danger Close Pro would probably have to end up being something about more powerful destruction towards environments or something. But the other option when it comes to destructible environments is sort of like a Halo 3 approach, where they didn't necessarily have destructible environments, but they had built into the maps ways to alter the environments if you were good enough to get it done. Like, I know there were a few maps where there were gates that could be opened. Like, let's look on from a search and destroy point of view. Like, what if there was a very direct route that you could take, and it's almost unstoppable once that route is opened up, but you got to open it first. So, like, let's say there's a gate in the middle of the map. That once that's opened, it opens up a lot more different avenues for you to get to the bomb sites.
Again, bad idea. Now you're just talking about campers galore. Everyone's just going to sit back with a sniper rifle, noob tube, rocket launcher, whatever. They're just going to be sitting back there watching that gate because they know that it's key. If you can open it up, it really changes the whole map. But hell, why not just camp the absolute shit out of it and just get kills like crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it's working a choke point. If you know somebody's going to come to some place, then you might as well camp it. But yeah, I guess I'd have to agree. It doesn't work. I haven't played Bad Company 2 to see how the destructible environments are, but I can imagine it'd be a bitch. Like grenade spam and rocket launcher spam, RPG spam going everywhere already all the time. It would probably just get out of hand if you could just blow walls into every building you come across. But I mean, it would be, on the other hand, it would be pretty epic to make use of the javelin and drop it on some buildings.
That's true. I mean, there is kind of a blessing in disguise behind it. If you got a guy camping in a building, no problem. Just go up behind him and blow the absolute shit out of the wall and annihilate him. But then again, you're just kind of taking the fun out of the game. Now you're just too focused on destroying shit and not really killing people.
And the third topic I want to cover before this video wraps up is statistics. There's only 4 in-game statistics that the game itself keeps track of. That's the kill-death ratio, win-loss ratio, accuracy, and score. Which of those do you think are most important?
Kill-death ratio, that's the only thing that people seem to care about. And it really does give a decent example as to how good of a player you are. But to a point, I mean, you know, you've got a bunch of kids out there that have like 2.5 to 3 for a kill-death ratio, which is pretty damn impressive. But all they're playing is Headquarters, Ground War, Demolition, whatever. And all they're focused on is killing. You put them, there's no objective to it. You put them into something like Search and Destroy, an objective-based game, they're going to go like 1-4, 2-4, whatever, you know, if it's a 4-0 game. It's just, it doesn't really tell you much. There needs to be more stats breaking down your gameplay to give a better idea of what kind of player you are.
Right, there needs to be some sort of master stat where it's your kill-death ratio versus total number of kills combined with total number of games played versus time in motion or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's impossible to track, but that puts KD right out front for what people pay attention to, and unfortunately, it causes a lot of misconceptions about what's a good player. But when it comes down to it, I guess if you're gonna look for one stat and one stat only, you gotta go with the KD.
Yeah, as Chris said, it's really not a great indicator as to what kind of player you are. I mean, both of us only have a KDR of about 1.5, but put us in just about any game match, and 9 times out of 10, we will be the top 2 players, and that pretty much goes for any style, any game.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes back to what we're saying. It doesn't necessarily matter, but on a quick reference basis, I guess it does matter. But I found personally, I get so frustrated with this game when I start paying attention to kill-death ratio. Anyway, the game's wrapping up. This is the last round. We win. Spoiler alert. So we appreciate you guys checking us out. Keep the subscriptions coming. We really want to try and get more subscribers. Keep the comments coming with the feedback. We'd like to know what you think. This is, I'm sure you noticed, this is our second video. It's a totally redone layout. I've redone it like 6 or 7 times trying to find the right balance. So shout us, sign some comments down at the bottom there, and let us know what you want to see in the future. So for Shustybang, this is FakeThriller,
Snoov603.
Thanks for checking us out.
Good job.